Okay, hey, how's it going? At home with Greg again. Today we've got a chorizo scramble, really good for breakfast or anytime food. Um, we've got, to start this off, we've got 4 potatoes. They are in the fryer over there, cooking right now. Those are diced potatoes, 4 about the size of my fist. You're going to use a whole package of chorizo, about 8 to 10 eggs. We're going to see about that. 3/4 of an onion, 3/4 of a bell pepper or a red pepper or, golden pepper, whatever you want to use. Gold's what I had, so that's what I'm using. And probably about 10 mushrooms or so. So all you do is you get it heated up. Now this is, also you're going to need a little garlic. This is a very lean chorizo, which I know just sounds weird because normally when you get chorizo, it's incredibly oily. But this stuff is actually from a deli. Unfortunately, not from San Clemente. Otherwise, I would let you know where it is. But I know it's up in like the North Orange County area, so I'm gonna let that slide. But like I said, this one actually, I might actually have to put a little oil in this, which is just crazy when you think about chorizo, because usually chorizo is incredibly oily. Actually, I'm going to use a little bit more because I'm going to use the vegetables. So what I like to do on these is I kind of like to cook it all in one pan. Just throw everything in it. Now, one of the things you might want to do if you're using a chorizo that you know is really oily, don't do this part. What I would do, if you are in that situation, cook the chorizo first, or cook it separately from the vegetables. Then you can drain off the oil that's on the chorizo, and then combine them into one. Combine them into one pan like this. So you basically are just going to let this cook for a while. And this will take a while. This will take probably 5-10 minutes to cook down. Now, of course, you can add all your, if you want different spices. I think the chorizo pretty much has enough for, enough flavor. But if for some reason you want to add more pepper or something like that, that's fine. I never do, but, it's your recipe too. So I'm just kind of giving you the guidelines here, and you guys are supposed to find your own path. So we'll boil this, we'll get this kind of weeded down here, and we'll be back in a second, and I'll show you what the rest of it looks like. Oh, yeah, that's what I'll do. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and 3/4 of the way through the cooking process. So I'm going to take the camera here and kind of give you a peek at what's going on. As you can see, that chorizo is not liquidy at all. It's broken up into almost like a hamburger. So a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I can't wait to try it because it just looks like it's going to be so good. Whoops, sorry about that. Try to keep steady here. So like I said, probably there for now. Probably my guess is 6 to 10, 8 to 10 eggs. It's my guess. I'm going to start with 8 and work my way up if I need them. Typically, this you can easily, depending on the chorizo, you can easily do 10 eggs out of this. And like I said, it stays for a long time, and it's a really good food to have like kind of anytime. It's not just for breakfast. So it's an easy thing to like take to work, that kind of thing, and it stays for a pretty long time. I mean, you could easily have this in for a week, I would think, in the refrigerator, no problem at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. I think I have 11 in here. So we'll go for one more. I can tell it's going to need it. All right. So there we go. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to stir in that egg, and the thing to keep in mind when you're in this portion, don't walk away from it. I always use a pretty high flame. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, but I typically use a very hot pan. So if you're like me, wow, this is super spicy. I can like feel it in my nose. So if you're like me and use a really hot pan, you gotta really keep stirring this, because if you don't, it'll really stick to the bottom. That egg will really stick to the bottom of your pan. So, turn it back out. And, you know, one thing about, use sharp knives, cook on high heat, I think is a pretty decent rule. One thing about that, when you do turn down, like I just turned down, now I'm totally out of my rhythm. I'm not set in what I'm doing anymore, because the pan's much cooler and it cools down almost instantly, especially gas. So just keep it at that steady heat, keep stirring it, and that's looking pretty good there. You can kind of see that. I'm gonna pull this off, and I'm gonna go grab the potatoes. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back with the potatoes. Now the potatoes, I cook them a little bit longer than I normally would because I want them really crisp to go into this mixture, because they'll get soggy, when they're sitting in the refrigerator over the next few days while people are eating them. So I tend to make them a little bit more crispy, so they just kind of hold up better. And as you can see, this makes a lot of food. I mean, you can definitely feed a family on this for sure in the morning. And looks like we're almost there. And there we have it. So you've got a really nice chorizo scramble right here, good to go. Just grab a tortilla. Grab a tortilla, grab you a little slice of tortilla. There. That's really good. Yep. All right, guys. That was really tasty. I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, you can put spinach in this. Is another thing that we put in there all the time. Kind of give it a little more green. Super good. Enjoy yourselves, guys. Have a wonderful day and be good humans.